Thank you. Thank you, Mr. President.
Senator from West Virginia.
Thank you. I'd like to thank my colleague from West Virginia who's fighting hard on a lot of different fronts to meet the challenge of this opioid and drug abuse epidemic that's sweeping across the country, and it's really hitting us in the rural areas in West Virginia. You know, I always say our state is just one big small town, and both Senator Manchin and I have personal experience with families that have been deeply affected by this. It's destroying families, lives, and futures. Chances are we all know someone, as I said, that's been affected. But we've been especially hard hit in the state of West Virginia, and we've seen more than our fair share of devastating consequences. Babies born exposed to drugs, families torn apart, children ripped from their parents because of their parents' habits and lifestyle, grandparents raising children when they had no real intention or didn't know that's what was going to happen. We have the unfortunate distinction as a state of being leading the nation in drug overdose deaths per capita. But you know what? 91 Americans die each day because of this crisis. And far too many of them are our neighbors, our coworkers, our friends, and our children, and no community is immune. And that's why this all-hands-on-deck, community-oriented, coordinated, community-focused effort must move forward. Fortunately, many individuals and organizations, and I get to meet with them regularly, and it's inspiring to hear how people in the community are pulling together. They're already hard-working, educating, as Senator Manchin said, you can't start too early, educating, treating, and rehabilitating people who are struggling with abuse, with their families, helping them, and those who are at risk of becoming addicted. From healthcare to law enforcement, we're working to tackle this crisis from all angles. Drug courts play an important role in that fight. In order to get at the root of the problem, we must have more recovery and treatment services, and incarceration is not always the right answer. Sometimes treatment, not the criminal justice system, is the answer. Yesterday, I had the pleasure of meeting an incredible young woman, inspirational really, who knows all of this very well. Her name is Chelsea Carter, and she's from Logan, West Virginia. And when she met me yesterday, she said, we met 10 years ago. I said, really? Where did we meet? And she said, I did your nails at Spa Bliss. I said, oh, well, thank you for that. But along that journey, Chelsea's had a rough go. At one point, Chelsea was charged with 17 felonies due to her drug habit. She told me her drug habit began when she was 12 years old. She said she was able to continue life through high school and appeared like she had a normal life. She was a cheerleader, participated in school, and all the time she was getting deeper and crawling deeper into a drug-addicted hole. She became committed after she faced the criminal justice system. She became committed to getting off of drugs and getting clean the very first night she spent in jail. And she has been clean ever since. She went through the drug court system, and basically it has saved her life. But that's not the end of the story for Chelsea. She's got a bright future ahead of her, and she moves forward. She was in town for the annual conference of the National Association of Drug Court Professionals. She has committed her life to helping people like her that have had this situation, that have been at the bottom of the pit of hopelessness and bad health and bad decision-making. She is committed to helping her fellow West Virginians crawl out of that pit like she did and become productive individuals. This is the world's largest conference on treatment courts and criminal justice reform. Back home in Logan, Chelsea is the program director. She just got her master's degree. She is the program director at Appalachian Health Services. One of the things that struck me is that even in a management position, she continues to counsel and treat a full load of patients. And she told me she will always do so. Her story, Chelsea's story, is an example of the progress that can be made by fully committing to fighting the drug epidemic, and that there are victories, and that there are programs that work. Drug court's not the only one. It's one of the spectrum of solutions. So I'm committed to the fight to work with all of our colleagues who are speaking out today. I know many of us are committed to this. It doesn't leave a family or a community untouched. And I am really inspired by West Virginians like Chelsea Carter, who are on the front lines. So with that, I would like to now yield to my colleague from Nevada to continue this discussion.